Let's talk about the Browns' defense against this Packers offense. No one uses more motion, more unique alignments to create advantages in the run game more than Packers coach Matt LaFleur. Jim Schwartz, on the other hand, plays his traditional wide-9 defensive set and varies up what he does from a schematic standpoint less than almost any other defensive coordinator in football. So, G, when you look at this matchup, the creativity and the use of motion to create advantages from Matt LaFleur versus the standard wide-9 formations that Jim Schwartz runs, how do you think those two styles clash, and which side has a slight advantage come Sunday?
Well, look, the offense of Green Bay, they're putting up crazy points. And anytime you look at what Jim Schwartz does, go back and watch the game. We go back to the Houston Texans playoff game where, you know, they used a lot of motion. They used a lot of stuff east and west. And the thing that you want to do is in the wide-9, you want to put Myles Garrett in conflict. You want to make you want to get it to a point where he has to honor something else, whether it's a jet motion, whether you want to invite him upfield and then run something behind him. Like, you have to get him to stop his momentum. And I think Jim Schwartz, you know, is a guy who just technically is out there running what he runs. He doesn't change up for much. He doesn't have people follow around. But I think if you have Myles Garrett, you always have a fighting chance. But anytime you have a quarterback like Jordan Love in the offense that can put points on the board, even if you're playing good defense and a nice running game like Josh Jacobs, I can't give them the advantage because the disadvantage, the true disadvantage on defense comes from the Browns' offense. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but it is what it is. 43 points last week. Most of it comes from turnovers and giving the ball to the Ravens inside your own territory. The Browns have short fields to go through. So I got to give the advantage to the Green Bay Packers because they have more firepower on offense as well.
The advantage of the Packers, but what the Browns did to the Ravens run game last week with Lamar and Derek was really, really impressive.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think any of us saw that coming. I think Mason Graham has shown out really well through 2 games as a rookie. We talked about Malik Collins earlier. The pass rush that he's been able to generate from inside is something the Browns really haven't had very often. We all know what Myles can do. We talked about Isaiah McGuire. PFF has told us Isaiah is really good, and we haven't really seen it. We saw it on Sunday, what they were talking about and why they would like Isaiah McGuire so much. So there is, and we haven't even gotten to Alex Wright yet, so there's a reason for optimism up front. So would I give the advantage? You can't give the advantage. I said this on the YouTube show. I can't give the advantage to the Browns in anything. They're going against a Super Bowl contender, and they're not a very good team. But the strength of this team is the defensive line. So based on how they held Baltimore's run game in check, I do feel good about their chances against the Packers.
Yeah,
in the run game.
You're going to see some alignments, some motion, some run plays that you probably have never seen before from the Packers this week. They played Thursday Night Football. They've had a long, extended week, extra time off, more time in the lab for Matt LaFleur to go up against a defensive system that's been around for a while. Jim Schwartz, it works for Jim Schwartz. It's not even a knock on Schwartz. He just kind of stuck in the way that he likes to run a defense. As far as an advantage goes, I always lean towards the more motion, creative side than the I know exactly where you're going to be and what you're going to do and what your responsibilities will be. Just because there's one side in motion and one side set, it's a lot easier to adjust to where you know somebody's going to be than where you anticipate them being. But I do think how Schwartz counteracts some of the motion, some of the weird alignments. They'll hand the ball off to receivers, too. They'll put Savion Williams, who's their 4th receiver, in the backfield. They ran a counter orbit motion into a handoff last week with Savion Williams, G. If Kevin Stefanski did that, it got 1 yard. We'd lose our minds. But Matt LaFleur does it. It's cool. I'm excited to see how those two styles clash.